Welcome to class. Let's begin today's lesson by learning how to subtract fractions with the same denominators. In this example, we are required to simplify 2/3 minus 1/3. Yes, 2/3 minus 1/3. 3 is the common denominator here. So we use it to express each fraction as an equivalent. We subtract the second numerator from the first numerator because they are the number of parts in the fractions. So 2 minus 1 is 1, and that becomes the new numerator. While 3, which is the common denominator, remains as the denominator of the new fraction. The new fraction is 1/3. So 2/3 minus 1/3 equals 1/3. Now, let's learn how to subtract fractions with different denominators. In this example, we need to simplify 2/5 minus 1/3. These two fractions have different denominators. The first thing to do here is to find the lowest common denominator divisible by 5 and 3. That is, the lowest whole number divisible by 3 and 5. Can you guess the number? If your answer is 15, you are correct. The next step is to use the common denominator 15 to express each fraction as an equivalent. The procedure is simple. 5 can divide 15 3 times. Multiply this 3 by 2, which is the numerator of 2/5. Write 6 above the division line and add the subtraction sign. When we multiply 3 by 2, the answer is 6. The other fraction is 1/3. 3 can divide 15 5 times. Multiply this 5 by 1, which is the numerator of 1/3. The answer is 5. Place this 5 next to the subtraction sign above the division line. The new fraction is 1/15. So 2/5 minus 1/3 equals 1/15. Next, we are going to learn how to subtract a fraction from a mixed number. In this example, we are required to simplify 2/1/3 minus 1/4. The first thing to do is to convert the mixed number to an improper fraction. We do this by multiplying the whole number 2 by the denominator of the proper fraction, which is 3. This will give us 6. The second step is to add the result of the multiplication, which is 6, to the numerator 1. The addition will give us 7. The last step is to divide the 7 by 3, which is the denominator of the fraction. We have converted 2/1/3 to the improper fraction 7/3. To subtract 1/4 from 7/3, we need to find the lowest common denominator divisible by 3 and 4. That number is 12. The next step is to use the common denominator 12 to express each fraction as an equivalent. The procedure is simple. 3 can divide 12 4 times. Multiply this 4 by 7, which is the numerator of 7/3. That will give us 28. Write 28 above the division line and add the subtraction sign next to it. The other fraction is 1/4. 4 can divide 12 3 times. Multiply this 3 by 1, which is the numerator of 1/4. The answer is 3. Add this 3 to the right of the subtraction sign above the division line. The new fraction is 25/12. So, 2/1/3 minus 1/4 equals 25/12. Note, if the final answer is an improper fraction, you can always convert it to a mixed number, which in this case will be 2/1/12. 2/1/3 minus 1/4 equals 25/12 or 2/1/12. Now, we're going to learn how to subtract a mixed number from another mixed number. In this example, we are required to calculate the difference between 4/1/3 and 1.5. The first thing to do is to convert both mixed numbers to improper fractions. Using the same conversion method we used in other examples, 4/1/3 becomes 13/3, while 1.5 becomes 3/2. To subtract 3/2 from 13/3, we need to find the lowest common denominator divisible by 3 and 2. That number is 6. Using 6 as the common denominator and the same subtraction method we used in other examples, 13/3 minus 3/2 will give 17/6. The final answer is an improper fraction. We can always convert it to a mixed number. The difference between 4/1/3 and 1.5 is 17/6 or 2/5/6. In this final example, a man spends 1/4 of his money on food and another 1/5 on clothes. We are required to calculate what fraction of his money is left. The first thing to do is to add up the fractions of the money the man spent. That is, add up 1/4 and 1/5. These two fractions have different denominators. The first thing to do here is to find the lowest common denominator divisible by 4 and 5. That is, the lowest whole number divisible by 4 and 5. Can you guess the number? If your answer is 20, you are correct. The next step is to use the common denominator 20 to express each fraction as an equivalent. The procedure is simple. 4 can divide 20 5 times. Multiply this 5 by 1, which is the numerator of 1/4. Write 5 above the division line and add the addition sign next to it. The other fraction is 1/5. 5 can divide 20 4 times. Multiply this 4 by 1, which is the numerator of 1/5. The answer is 4. Add this 4 to the right of the addition sign above the division line. The new fraction is 9/20. So 1/4 plus 1/5 is 9/20. The fraction of the money the man spent out of his whole money is 9/20. Remember, a whole number is written as 1 in mathematics. To calculate the fraction of the man's money left, we subtract 9/20 from 1, which represents the whole money. To carry out this subtraction, the whole number 1 will be written as 1/1. The value of 1 remains the same. All we need here is a means of representing a numerator and a denominator for the whole number 1. To subtract 9/20 from 1/1, we need to find the lowest common denominator divisible by 1 and 20. That number is 20. The next step is to use the common denominator 20 to express each fraction as an equivalent. The procedure is simple. 1 can divide 20 20 times. Multiply this 20 by 1, which is the numerator of 1/1. That will give us 20. Write 20 above the division line and add the subtraction sign next to it. The other fraction is 9/20. 20 can divide 20 once, that is 1 time. Multiply this one by 9, which is the numerator of 9/20. The answer is 9. Add this 9 to the right of the subtraction sign above the division line. The new fraction is 11/20. So 1 minus 9/20 equals 11/20. The fraction of the man's money left after spending 1/4 on food and 1/5 on clothes is 11/20. Thank you for staying to the end of today's class. Now you should have mastered how to carry out the subtraction of fractions. Till we meet again, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep having fun with mathematics.